My guys, it's fucking Monday. So let's talk about cars. It only makes sense, right? So listen, today I want to talk to you guys about I'm moving back to California, so I need a fucking car. And I'll go through all of the thought process behind that. And I have no idea what I'm going to be looking for, but I'm really excited. And I'll tell you why in a second. And also, I want to talk about Formula One because we had a great fucking race in Spain, an incredible one. And Max Verstappen had a perfect weekend. So we'll get to that. But let's start from the beginning. So, as you guys know, probably the 13 of you that have been here, I'm moving back to California. And this is not because I want to move back to California. A lot of people are going to say, Alejandro, you couldn't resist going back to California or whatever the hell you guys call it, or social fornia or whatever it is. Well, it's not that I didn't resist it. I fucking hate California, and especially with everything that's going on, like the stabbings, the zombies, the dirty streets, the fact that I cannot use my electric car whenever I feel like it and charge it whenever I want it because Gavin used to be such a piece of shit. What else? The water. Oh, you cannot use all of the water that you want. I know we're by the ocean and we can use desalination plants. Aside from all of those wonderful things, you might be wondering, so why are you going back to California, Alejandro, if you hate it so much out there? Well, let me be completely frank and honest here. And if you're probably young, if you're a younger person, you're not going to get it. But if you're an older dude like Uncle Sal, you'd understand this. The simple reason and the simple answer to all of this is because my wife wants to go back to California. She absolutely hates it here in Texas. She needs to be with her family and her friends, obviously. So we're going back to California so that she can be happy. And you would say, but Alejandro, you're not going to be happy. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. When you marry another person, and specifically a woman, because there's a lot of lucky guys out there that like dick and can marry another guy. Not this guy, let me tell you that. Not this guy. Being one of the unlucky ones that actually enjoys vaginas, I have to marry a woman. And because I have to marry a woman, I have to do whatever she says. Otherwise, I am not entitled to a life, to happiness, or to any good things that happen in life. Okay? So for me to be at a wonderful mental space and at a wonderful, what would you say, state of mind, I just want to be back wherever the fuck she's happy. And I don't want to hear about anything anymore about how she's not happy here. Once she's not happy there, then we'll figure it out. But for now, she thinks she's going to be really happy in California. So we're doing it. We're going back. And I'll say this. I got to say this. Going back to California, I haven't really looked into cars for 3 years. This is like a big confession. It's not a big confession. It's just the truth. I haven't looked at cars for like 3 years. And the reason why, it's nothing more than I got so bored of the same shit over and over again. It was like eating chicken all of my life. And at some point I was like, all right, I'm good with the chicken. I'm good. I'd rather eat some shit right now. And I ate some shit and it was delicious. But now I miss the chicken. Okay. And the reason why I miss the chicken is I was watching that Revuelto the Revuelto pictures, the new Lamborghini Revuelto, which is the Aventador's new substitute. And I fell in love. And I got that feeling again of, I haven't played with one of those. I want to play with it. And then from there, it started to snowballing. And specifically knowing that I'm going back to California, I want to say that the fact that I've been here in Texas has really helped me focus in other stuff, like all of my other businesses. I'm very fortunate that things are going according to plan, maybe not that great in some stances, and in some others, it's going way better than that. And basically focused a lot on water people, on the mezcal, and on the watches, right? So we got to a point where everything feels right. Everything has its own identity. There's some of these businesses that are way bigger than I ever thought they could get. And I feel like now I can take a step back and just chill and be back to my retarded self yet again. A fucking complete idiot that doesn't give a fuck about anything other than having a good time. Because now I can get back to that. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of determination and a lot of things that I wanted to do. And obviously, I want to take advantage of the taxes here. But fuck me. going back to California. And the reason why I also haven't touched cars here is because it's so boring. Like Texas streets are so fucking boring. Everything is a dead straight line. There's no like little zippy roads. There's no canyons. I don't have any of the awesome things that we get in California. Like honestly, my thing was after like the show and all of that stuff, because I was younger and I wanted to show people, oh, I have this car and I have that car. After that, for a few years in California, all I did with my car was I would wake up after watching Formula One, and at 5, 6 in the morning, I go drive for an hour or two to the canyons and cut back home. That's what I like my car for, more than the show and all this crap, because I got older. Let's face it. I am way fucking older now. And now I need glasses, and my back has problems, and I pee fluorescent green, which is really concerning. And there's a lot of things that are happening to me with my age. But the reality is, I do miss my weekend drives. I miss them quite a lot. I miss going to the canyons, not thinking about anything else, putting an awesome song and just fucking ripping whatever car I had under my ass. And I loved it. And the reality is here, I ended up buying a 911 Turbo. And I'm so fucking happy with it. I think it's one of the greatest cars I've ever had, because it works as a daily and it works as a fucking supercar, and it does everything in between so well. The shape, the big ass that it's got, everything is perfection, and I adore it. And couple that with my Model S, my Tesla Plaid, and my God, I'm in heaven, because I have the quickest, fastest fucking cars in the world. They're cheap. I can destroy them and not give a fuck, and it's incredible. But I'm going back to California, and I'll be damned if my wife is going to be the only one that enjoys going back to California. So I am in the middle of this. I haven't driven anything, guys, in 3 years. Anything. I haven't driven the new GT3s. I haven't driven the new RSs. I haven't driven the GT4 RS. I haven't driven the new Ferrari, the 296 GTS. I haven't driven the Lamborghini Technica. I haven't driven an STO. I haven't driven anything at all. And I want to fucking drive them all. And I'm not going to approach this like Alejandro, the stupid fucking idiot with the cars, the car influencer, because God damn it, I fucking hate that. You know how I'm going to enjoy this? I'm going to enjoy this as when I started with the cars. I wanted to have a great time, and I wanted to see what the fuck I wanted to buy. That's it. I don't know how fast I'll do it. I don't know how fast I'll pull the trigger or not, but probably it's going to be on the quicker side when we go back to Cali. As far as like a regular, I feel very douchey for saying this, so I feel like I'm back. I just want to buy a regular car, so something like around the $500,000 mark. It could be a 675 LT. It could be the new 750S. That, like 750S. Come on, it's the new one. It's identical to the old one. Or any of these Porsches. I don't know what I want, and I don't know where I'm going to start. I have no idea. Probably I'll go drive a few Ferraris first. Been dying to check out the new Ferraris. Oh my God. And for those of you wondering what happened to my SF90, I fucking flipped that bitch because I saw that it was the peak of the fucking used car market before it all crumbled. So that was a good call. And would it be an SF90? I don't know if I would buy an SF90 because I want a lighter car. If I'm going back to Cali, I want something that will make me happy, something fast, something that I can take on the canyons and really just enjoy for myself. Will I go to car shows and all this stupid stuff that I used to do? I don't know if I'm ready for that. But at least I guarantee you we're going to have a blast, because I need to buy Belen a new car whenever we go back to California. I need to buy myself a new car to start. And also, I'm hoping to get a Cybertruck. I have the order in, but you know how that goes. And hopefully I can get bumped into some sort of the start of the line. Come on. Hey, Tesla. Come on. Come on. Also, if by any chance or miracle of God that Elon Musk decides, like, you know what, we're going to put out the Roadster, I also have money for that. So I don't know where to start. If the Roadster came out today, I'll be honest with you guys, I'd probably buy the Roadster over any other car. And the reason why is I'm obsessed with Tesla. I love Elon Musk, and I would suck his dick if he was right here in front of me, if in case there's any doubt whatsoever. Okay? So with that said, I'll be going back to California. But before that, I'm going to make you guys a garage update type of update life type of video here so you can make fun of my tragedies. Oh, Alejandro, where's your Ferrari? And after that, I can show you what the fuck is up. So that's one. Two, loving Formula One right now, and I want to talk Formula One. Oh my God, what a race. Barcelona and Spain did not disappoint this year. My God, it didn't seem like the actual race that happens every year because there was a lot of passing. It was really, really awesome. Someone wants to rent my house here in California, in Texas. Absolutely. Absolutely. 25 grand a month takes it. 25 grand a month takes it, in case you're interested. Where's Sergio? Sergio's somewhere here, but obviously he's coming back to California. Good for Sergio. Good for Sergio. Either way, what was I saying? Let's go Formula One. Guys, we had an awesome Grand Prix. Normally, you don't see that many passes. We saw a lot of passes this weekend, and it was Red Bull dominant by Max Verstappen. He had a perfect weekend. Fastest in FP1, FP2, FP3. He was fastest in quali, got P1, and then obviously won the race by like 25 seconds on fucking stoppable Max Verstappen. Always like really reminding you that he's in. Not only Mercedes has to catch up with the car, but also Max Verstappen just doesn't fuck up. He's unreal and unbelievable, right? It's been a pleasure seeing that fucking kid grow and get to the level that he's at. I know that a lot of people hate people when they get to the top, like they did with Lewis when he was 7-time world champion and he wouldn't stop winning, and everybody was like, fuck Lewis Hamilton. I see a lot of that with Max Verstappen right now, even though Max's attitude is pretty shitty. But I don't care. He's a fucking world champion, and he's unbelievable at what he does. Then we had on the other side of Red Bull and the other side of the garage, Checo Perez, which, by the way, we were all wondering, is Checo going to have the Rosberg year? Because as you guys remember, Nico Rosberg, friend of the channel, great YouTuber that apparently beat Lewis Hamilton in the same and equal machinery back in the day in 2016. Nico beat Lewis Hamilton, but I didn't know this. I didn't know what required Nico Rosberg to beat Hamilton. And it's fucking insane what Nico went through. He had a sports psychologist. He didn't read anything online. He didn't watch the news. He fucking purely stayed focused, thinking all day and night about beating Lewis Hamilton and about driving and about whatever the next race was going to be. And right now, we're not seeing that with Checo. We're seeing a Checo Perez that started with everything going on his side, and he was giving a 1-2, 1-2 alongside Max Verstappen. And then he just started after Monaco. Monaco put a lot of pressure on Checo, and he just couldn't get over that. And I'm guessing that fucked him up. And now even Russell basically started alongside Russell, 11th and 12th place. And Checo ended up coming in 4th place. Russell, thank God, I'm a Mercedes fan, took the 3rd place, the double podium for Mercedes after a long time here, and it felt really good. But for Checo, as far as having his Rosberg year, we can just say goodbye to that. I think Checo, all he has to fight for right now at this point is going to be that number 2 spot on the championship. And it's a shame because he started so hot, like Hansel, basically. And now he's disappointing us a little bit, to be honest with you. So a little disappointing on Checo's performance, but it is what it is. Now, Mercedes, is Mercedes fucking back or what? Is Mercedes back or what? As you guys know, Mercedes came out with a W14B, the different type of car that they already had built. They added the side pods. They changed the floor. They changed some of the, obviously the wing and all of that good stuff to go alongside these new changes. And in Monaco, we didn't see anything from Mercedes because a lot of that circuit has to do with mechanical grip and also trust. And the Mercedes guys were just getting to know the new car. They didn't trust mechanically really the car. They were sitting in a weird position, way too ahead in the in the car, and it was uncomfortable for Lewis. He said it a bunch of times. I think George is just used to driving a Williams, so he can't complain a lot. But that's just the reality of this. They weren't trusty of the car yet. And now in Spain, which is, by the way, they used to do testing in Spain, right, before they take it to the Middle East. So Spain is a really great reference. That's a really great bar for teams to check out performance against each other. And my God, dude, these Mercedes look so good during race day. And to be honest with you, even during qualifying, I think the qualifying in Spain was a little bit tricky because the only one that I feel like two guys understood what had to be done on the track. Three guys, but one of them is just a coincidence. Max Verstappen, who was not going through the fastest racing line, but he was taking a little bit more of the longer line in those turns, and the reason why was to get those tires really warm, because these cars have, like the air effect cars, the ground effect cars, have such a problem getting into that window where the tires are like nice and warm and you can really get squeeze the juice out of the performance of the car. I think it was Max Verstappen. I think Carlos Sainz did it, but because Carlos really drives through the longest part of the line, if you will. And then Lewis Hamilton did the same thing. I think George just didn't understand that, and he was just being really aggressive, and he couldn't get the tires warm during quali. But Lewis only didn't get that close to Verstappen, like those maybe 2/10, only because he fucked up on that last lap. I really, really believe so. I think that W14 could have done a way better quali if George would have been on his shit and if Lewis didn't have that mistake at the end. I really think so. I think they're back. I think this is what a team looks like. A very strong team that fucking recovers and gets back on form. That's what it looks like. That's what Mercedes is doing. Instead of Ferrari, which honestly, Ferrari got worse. Or am I crazy? Because Ferrari also brought like these upgrades where they changed the side pods of the car and they went from that donut-looking car to a more Red Bullish, Mercedes-looking side pods. And there was clearly a problem with Charles Leclerc's car. Absolutely. He couldn't find pace, whether it was during qualifying or through the race. And I think Carlos Sainz did, but the car is just not that great. I think they took a step backwards because they were just right there with Aston Martin, and Aston Martin is just not getting any better. And this is where I wanted to get at in the season, right? Because everybody was putting all of their eggs on the Aston Martin basket. Everybody was saying, oh, how Aston Martin was going to kill it, and Aston Martin was going to be number one, and Fernando Alonso. Don't get me wrong, I love Fernando Alonso. I want him to get that 33rd victory. But dude, this Aston Martin shows you, one, keeping Lance Stroll on that seat, that they don't mean business. Do you want to be the best in the world? You got to grab the best of them all. You can't just have your son, because he's your son, in a Formula One team where, as we know, it's a team sport, whether you like it or not. The only reason why Max Verstappen won that 2021 championship, and they took it away from Lewis, to be honest with you, but the reason why was because Checo was there making sure that Lewis didn't pass in those final laps, and he took him a while longer for Lewis to get through Checo and get there. And that way he couldn't build an advantage towards the front. And without having fucking another competent driver and having Lance Bass, no, it's not Lance Bass, Lance Stroll in there, you're just taking away from Fernando's effort. Because there's no way you're going to be able to 1-2 anybody else. And yes, Brandon was saying, Brandon, what's up, dude? Brandon was saying, imagine if Vettel would have stayed. If you had Sebastian Vettel and Fernando Alonso right now in those two Aston Martins, that would have been fucking magic. But instead, we got Lance Stroll and Aston Martin now that can develop the fucking car, because now, after the first time, like the first original concept, which is what Dan Follows brought to the team, that's gone. Now you got to evolve the car. And are you evolving the car in the right direction? No. And you can tell by the difference between Mercedes and everybody else, because I do legitimately think Aston Martin stayed where it was, Ferrari had a decline in performance, and Mercedes made that big jump that they had to do. I'm really excited for seeing what's coming up in Canada. I want to see that W14B perform the same way that we've seen it and even get better. And now here comes the part of the championship that it gets interesting, guys, because Red Bull has way less time in the wind tunnel compared to Mercedes because of the fine that they got last year for overspending, because, we have a fucking cap now, and shit's about to get really, 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 really interesting. So I just wanted to say that. Either way, I just wanted to say that. I wanted to make a nice what's up? How's everybody doing? Really looking forward to Canada. And if you guys have any recommendations for cars for me to check out, please let me know in the comments down below. I I literally want to see everything, even those new nice Lotuses. Ivan, I'll be bothering you, Ivan. I'll be right there, fucking busting your ass, dude. Those fucking new. Oh boy, I'm sorry, everyone. But those new Lotuses look pretty damn good. I want to see everything. GT3 RS, I really, really like, obviously, but I want to see. I'm curious about the Ferrari because I heard Greg told me that the Ferrari, the 296, is one of the best Ferraris he's ever driven, and my guy has everything. So I want to know and I want to see it. Let's see that. And also, I'm dying to try that Rimac, the Nevera. Fucking Mate killed it with that thing. It looks so good. But I gotta be honest with you. If I was gonna get one of those, I'm not sure if I hate myself for saying this, right? But it's the same car, so I want to say that probably not. But dude, the Pininfarina of the Nevera looks so good. So good. So fucking good. Oh, I'm dying to see how that is. And I know the GT3 RS is one of the best cars in the world. And by the way, the GT4 RS probably too. But I don't know if I want to get out of the Porsche thing, although I love my Porsche. So I don't know what's it going to be. I read that Formula One is NASCAR for rich people. Thoughts? No, NASCAR for rich people is called IndyCar, which still quite tragic, Farhan, if I may say so myself. By the way, can I say this? I was talking to Pato, and I saw that Flavor Flav was in Detroit. So I messaged Pato and I was like, "Do you know who Flavor Flav is?" He's like, "Yeah, of course, it's Flavor Flav." So he was telling me about Flavor Flav. But I want to put this out there. If you guys saw the IndyCar race this weekend, and then you also saw Formula One, you saw that in Formula One they had Neymar, Shakira, Mbappe, who also went there, like the craziest soccer players, the craziest rock stars and pop stars in the world. And IndyCar had Flavor Flav. Flavor Flav in the Detroit Grand Prix, not Barcelona, Detroit. So, yeah, interesting. So a lot of people say, what's IndyCar missing, Alejandro? The racing is incredible compared to Formula One. Yeah, Flavor Flav. That's why. Because Mr. Roger Penske doesn't want to get on his fucking ass and stop appealing to middle America. Go international, motherfucker. Go international. Stop calling Flavor Flav and call some B-listers at least. Please, for the love of God. The racing in IndyCar is phenomenal, dude. You have an incredible series. Talented drivers, very talented drivers. You're fucking it up by just appealing to the same rednecks, with all due respect to my guys. Come on. Get the fuck out of here. Stop calling Flavor Flav and at least call like the people in America's Got Talent or something. Come on, just not Flavor Flav. Jesus Christ. Either way. Ooh, what about an A12? Pierre, your name is fucking Pierre, okay? So I'm not going to disrespect Grosjean, but Grosjean's not the greatest. I think in IndyCar, the talent is young, right? Like Palou, like Pato. Stop calling Flavor Flav. A12. I like the Ferraris too, huh? I just don't know if I want a Bodhi Ferrari. If the car that I want to buy right now, I want to buy something really, really, really light that I can just abuse. I want that. I think the SF90 is fast enough. It's just heavy. I think STO. So in my dealership in Mexico, we have an STO, and I'm thinking about taking you guys because you've never seen my dealership in Mexico. Have you? I don't think so. I don't think I've ever shown my dealership in Mexico. Have I? No, I think I stopped making videos Of course, right? I stopped making car videos when I got a dealership and shit, which is fucking, of course, brilliant of Alejandro. Oh, I was being sarcastic about Grosjean. Thank you, Pierre. I appreciate that. Okay, so I'll go to Mexico. I'll show you the dealership. I have two dealerships in Mexico. One in Mexico City, which is really small, and one in Merida, which is by Cancun, which is fucking incredible. It's called Swipe Motorsports. Swipe Motorsports. So just look up Swipe Motorsports. Either way, how does Flavor Flav attract rednecks? It's hard to explain the sense and the logic in that. So that's a great question. You still got that 992 Turbo S? Yeah, dude. Fucking love that thing. I also want to check out the Aston Martin, the DB12. It looks really good in pictures. I wonder if it's going to be clunky. My problem with the DBS, an AMG GT Black Series 2, I love those cars. Love those cars. I'm going to do a garage update tomorrow so you guys see what we're dealing with and what we're going to be needing now that we're going back to California, so you guys can see it. But I can't be racist. I have a black friend. My God. All right. Before I say something racist, I'm going to go. Thank you so much, guys. I'm going to go film these fucking cars. And I'll see you this week. We're about to start to get active. And I'll probably take you. Where can I watch Baking Baked episode you did with Nikki? That's a great question. We are planning on doing Baking Baked again because we want to entertain ourselves. So, yeah. Either way, I'm losing my train of thought. I love you, motherfuckers, and I'll see you later.